Hey you guys, I'm Cassie. Welcome to my channel where we talk momming and adulting. So for tonight's video, I wanted to share with you guys 4 books that I read that changed my life and hopefully can help you guys change your lives for 2020. I got into trying to read more and self-help books probably about a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I just had a lot of things that I felt like I could improve on, and since I didn't have anyone that could really teach me, I read a book. Like if I wanted to change something, then I just would Google what books can I read for this, or what books can I read for that. That's what got me started on my journey of reading a lot of books, and everybody could benefit from reading. And nowadays, I mean, there is no reason for anyone to not read, because you technically don't have to read. With the apps that we have now, they actually read for you. All you have to do is sit there and listen. So usually if I have a long drive somewhere, then that's when I'll just pop on some book that I'm reading and listen to it on Audible. And yeah, so let's get right into the video. I'm gonna share with you guys 4 books that I read that I think you guys should read for 2020. So the first book that I want to talk about is Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. That book right there, now that is a wonderful book. In that book, he basically gives you steps to take to get out of debt and to budget, to basically start living the life that you want. He talks a lot about retirement, mutual funds, budgeting, and getting out of debt, paying bills, paying debt off quickly. I think I was 25, no, 2 years ago, 2018. I started another job, and I was working there, and I was working a lot, probably 4 or 5 days out the week, to try and get money saved, because I wanted to buy a house. So I wanted a house extremely bad. I didn't have a kid yet. My baby's only 7 months. But I don't know, for some reason I just really wanted a house, and I was working to get money to put a down payment on a house. And a nurse that I was working with, which I don't even remember his name, he works in the ICU. I was working PCU, progressive care there, but we got started talking on houses, and then we started talking about books and different, just sharing information, brainstorming and stuff like that. And he actually was like, you should really read this book. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. He was like, yeah, I mean, I know you want to buy a house, but honestly, you should read this book so you get into the financial mindset that you need to be in order to maintain your home. And he was like, I read the book, and within 4 years, I ended up getting out of debt. And he said he told me a lot, but we're not gonna put his whole business out. Even though I don't remember his name, I'm like, oh, he might watch this. But yeah, he was just telling me about some of the life things that he had going on, and he read this book, and it really helped him to get into a better financial life, a better financial state, to be able to buy something. And now he was just kind of looking for investment properties, etc., etc. So I read the book and honestly fell in love. Probably sent it to everyone. My friends know, because I sent it to every single one of them. I was like, you guys need to read this book. My family knows, because I bugged them and bugged them and bugged them until they read the book. And yeah, so it kind of got me started into thinking, or into the mindset of trying to get out of debt, trying to get myself into a better financial place in life, so that I could actually afford this home, or actually be able to do it without having to work 5 nights a week. That's the first book I wanted to talk to you guys about, The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. If you haven't read it, read it, and then you know, talk to me. We can discuss. We can have a book club, and you guys can tell me what y'all thought about the book, and then I'm gonna let y'all know what I think about the book. Well, I already told y'all, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's book number 1. Book number 2 that I think you guys should read in 2020 to change your life is The Life-Changing Habits of Tidying Up. I think that's what it's called, by Marie Kondo. I know it's weird because I started reading her book, I finished reading it, another book that I sent to like all my friends and my whole family to tell them to read. She actually has a TV show now, but before all she had was the book, and I read it, and it basically talked about everything surrounding you, giving you joy, and decluttering your life, like with things. Like, we love stuff, but a lot of us keep things that don't necessarily bring us joy, give us any happiness. We just kind of keep it because we don't want to let it go, because that would mean that, you know, for different reasons. We don't want to let it go, maybe because of the value we think it has when it really doesn't, because it's not being used, or maybe one day we'll use it but we haven't used it yet. And yeah, that was kind of a big problem with me. I moved out of my parents' house and had a ton of stuff, and then I'm a really messy person. Like right now, if you guys could see this desk that I'm sitting in front of, you guys would be horrified. When I get into something or I start doing something, I tend to just create a mess, and I used to be so disorganized, messy, stuff everywhere. If I gotta get ready, you would see clothes like everywhere, hanging on the ceiling, etc, etc. And I hated that about myself. I mean, I'm freaking 23, 24, and I can't bring no, you know, dude to my home. You know, I can't be fast out here because I'm embarrassed because I'm dirty as shit. Lord, when I say this out loud, I just think it's so funny. And yeah, I was like, man, I need help. Like, I need something to show me how to organize and show me how to declutter and get rid of things. And that book really helped. It really changed my mindset on stuff. It gave me a way to just kind of look at something and be like, you know, this really brings me joy, I'm gonna keep it. Or, you know, I haven't used this in a while, so I'm gonna give it away, or I'm gonna throw it away. And if I need it again, I'll buy it again. But there's no reason for me to keep something that I'm not using consistently. Now, let me tell you, I need everything to be in the, like, I'm so like right now, once I finish filming, everything's gonna be back into its little area, its little space. I file fold my clothes, like I'm extra organized now. And one of the reasons why is because of this book. It's a good book. I enjoyed it. It's pretty short, and yeah, I think it'll really change your life and let you see that there's a lot of things in your life that you probably could get rid of, but you just thought you needed. So yeah, so that's the second book. So the third book that's going to help, that's life-changing for 2020, third book I think you guys should read, is How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's by Dale Carnegie. It's such a good, just like eye-opening book. So when I first became a nurse, my first couple years of nursing, where I didn't have anyone, you know, behind me, I was no longer getting help out of orientation, etc., was pretty bad. I'm really awkward, I'm really quiet, and I like to stay to myself. Those three qualities in nursing is like crazy. It doesn't work. You can't be a nurse and be to yourself, because it's such a collaborative kind of field, and it's based on teamwork, and we all have to kind of work together as a team for the betterment of the patient. And I couldn't work as a team. You can't work as a team being by yourself all the time. So I had a lot of drawbacks when I first became a nurse, and I read that book and it showed me how to talk to people, because not only could I not really talk and communicate with my patient, I couldn't talk and communicate with my peers to let them know, hey, I need help. Hey, am I doing this right? Am I not doing this right? Hey, can you guys look at this with me and we can go through it and see if that's what's best for the patient, etc., etc. And that was really hurting me. So I read that book and it showed me how to talk, how to smile, how to be open, how to just be, even though I'm still a pretty weird, awkward, quiet, quirky person, I'm able to go out there and put myself out there and talk to others, and we can build that, what is it called? Rapport that I need in order to do my job, basically. So I just felt like that book right there, and it's for any job that you have to communicate with others. That book will show you exactly how to talk to people. I mean, it's a beautiful, wonderful book, and I'm telling you, I recommend it 100-fold. So that is the third book that I think you guys should read to change your life in 2020. So now let's go on to the fourth and final book that's going to change you guys' life in 2020. So it's actually about to change my life too. I haven't actually done it yet, but I just recently read it and I'm like, wow, this book right here, this is it. So this book is called Eat to Live, and it's by Dr. Furman. Hold up. It is called Eat to Live, the amazing nutrient-rich program for fast and sustained weight loss by Joel Furman, MD. So this book I just recently read, and the reason why is because after Kaylani, I realized that I gained a lot. I gained weight, number one, obviously, because I was pregnant, but I have found every excuse not to do the things that I used to do to keep my weight down. I don't really exercise anymore. I eat horrible. Sorry. I'm so parched right now. That felt good. I don't really eat like I'm supposed to. I don't exercise at all. I'm always finding an excuse as to why I don't eat or exercise. I always don't have time for those things anymore, and I feel like that's mothers, that's us all the time. We're always kind of finding an excuse as to why we are not going to do the things that we need to do to get our lives, our personal selves into the best, healthiest weight and shape and, you know, lifestyle possible, because we always gonna use our babies as the reason why. And honestly, it's like you can't afford to not have time for those things. And even though I realize it, and I'm around heart disease, heart attack, stroke, bypass gone wrong, all those things all the time, I still find myself being like, oh, it's okay, I'll work out maybe in a month when she's a little older, or I'm so hungry right now, let me just stop by Burger King so then I don't have to cook. You know, it's like I always have an excuse. If you need an excuse for why you shouldn't do what you need to do to get your body right, come to your girl, I got you. So anyways, I read that book to kind of scare me straight, I guess you could say. I needed to hear, Lord, things keep falling. Stuff keeps falling. my bad. I needed a book to scare me straight. Basically, what I'm saying is I needed a book to basically tell me like, hey, these are the statistics. This was what could happen. It's real. It's something that's slow, but like a definite will happen if you don't do this, this, and this. And while that book says, like on the title, it's a weight loss program, I feel like it's more of like a mindset change program. Basically teaching you, giving you step-by-step guide on the things, the foods that you need to eat to change your life, but also letting you know if you eat these things for a certain amount of time, your taste buds will change, your cravings will change, and then your life will start changing. And that's what I needed. So I haven't started. I'm gonna start, actually tomorrow's our first day. Me and my whole family is gonna start this, trying to do this 6-meal plan. It's a six week meal plan. And yeah, I just think that nutrition is like the #1 savior for a lot of things that could happen and that could go wrong as far as your health. I don't want for me to be 60 years old, barely able to walk, barely able to make it to like down the hallway without huffing and puffing because I didn't take the time to get my health in order. So I decided that that's another thing that I need to do, and I hope you guys come too and do it too. Read the books, read that book, and yeah, let's get started on our health journey, our wealth journey, our mindset journey, and hopefully by December 2020 we could see how far we've come. So those are the 4 books that I think will change your life in 2020. And please subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos, and put on your notifications so you can see more videos like this every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you. Bye.